Let's Play Pretend is an explicit podcast with subject matter that may be disturbing to some listeners. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Cody's laughing, so it's good. Let's play pretend. Let's play pretend. Let's play pretend.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Pretend.
Hang on, hold on. Wait 1 second. Nick, I think we might need to restart.
Oh, we need to restart?
Yeah, I think so.
Why? What's up?
Well, this is why. We're having a takeover. Welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Melanie, will be your host tonight for a very special Q&A episode for you all, where we answer yours, yes, your fan questions about the show. So join us and sit back and relax while we take a deep dive into the strange mind of your DM, GM, handler, keeper, and host, Jordan Derringer.
I don't like these takeovers, but I'm not aware of them.
That's the plan.
Hi, guys.
Also with us tonight, we have Breck Black.
Hello. I like surprises.
Me too. They're fun. And the mastermind behind the takeover, Nick Barnett.
That would be me. Hi, everybody.
You fuck.
But yes, tonight we are having a Q&A type episode where we asked you guys to send in your questions, either to aim at Jordan to get behind the curtain action maybe, or just see how his mind works, or see how our characters are handling the situation down in the in-between, and just stuff like that. So I have a bunch of questions from like 5 different people. I know Nick has some questions. I think Breck has questions as well. So however we want to start, just let me know and we'll go there.
Well, I won't be shy of starting this one off.
All right, go ahead.
I have to ask, this is one specifically from me, and I need this one answered first and foremost. Jordan, who hurt you?
Can you elaborate?
I don't
What
think I need
point of my
to.
life are we talking about here?
Whatever it took for you to even come up with some sort of story like this in a game system that's not designed for exactly this kind of storytelling. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So the idea for this story actually came from Melanie. We had been in a lot of different D&D type of games, and she had come across this page on Facebook or Reddit or something. I don't remember where she came across it, but it had a bunch of like horror idea images. Like, the one that really stands out to me was there was a picture of a deer, and the deer was decapitated, but the head was floating about 3 feet in front of the deer, and there was like a trail of blood connecting the head to the body. And it was just like really weird pictures like that she was like, it'd be really cool to play a horror campaign with, like monsters and like just weird things like that in it. And I was like, I think I could run with something like that. I think I could do something like that. And this was shortly after we had just played the campaign that we all finished in person, just over a year ago now. And when she kind of put that ball in my court, I ran with it. I had idea after idea after idea. I play a lot of horror games. I watch a lot of horror movies. I'm very big into the horror genre. So a lot of this came natural to me. And then I will be 100% honest, a lot of this has really kind of spawned out of where you guys have gone with the story. There are things that I didn't even think I was going to come up with until you guys went a certain way. And I was like, okay, what could fit here? And that gave life to a bunch of different things. Like when you guys were talking to future Samantha and went into the barn, I had no idea that nobody was going to be a thing until you guys went in there, and I was like, okay, all right, what can I do that's creepy? And that picture from Mortuary Assistant always stuck with me because that's a really creepy picture, and I was like, I want a monster like that in my campaign. You guys set me up for the perfect place for it.
I feel like the answer to the question is you hurt yourself.
I forgot that was the question. I just started rambling. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, but you definitely answered the question. You hurt you, then Melanie hurt you, and then the rest of us kept hurting you, and then we had nobody. Awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Good setup.
So like I said, I have a bunch of questions from a whole bunch of people. I can bounce around and go from like person, like pull one question from one person, pull another question from another person, or I can just go, okay, all these questions are from so-and-so. All these questions are from so-and-so. Which do you prefer?
Do
Bebop around.
Bebop around?
Yeah, do whatever feels natural, but just when you ask the question, let me know who it's from. So
Well,
I
of
can
course,
shout
I'm
them
not
out.
just going to be like asking the question and then be like, okay, no, well, they don't get a shout out because
You
the whole
know
point
who
of
you
this
are.
is to,
Is to shout them out. Yeah.
just shout them out.
Yeah.
So-
Also, if you have questions for not just me, but like for you guys to answer as well. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, Matt couldn't be here for this recording tonight. So if there are any questions specifically for him, we will be sure to tackle them in a future episode.
Yeah, I forgot to
wait.
say that in my little speech, even though I wrote it down in my little speech. I accidentally skipped that over. Matt is not with us because he had to work tonight. But
Yep. Work kept him late,
Wait.
but
yeah.
he's here with
What do
us.
you
in
mean
spirit.
Matt's not here? I thought he was just being quiet.
Wait a minute. Who is that fifth person in the room?
Don't worry about it.
Fuck off, Jenkins.
I'm still here.
I'm leaving. If you have questions for everybody else, go ahead and bounce around that way too.
Cool. That's what I was planning on doing. So I just wanted to be sure
Excellent.
that's how we wanted to do it. So I'm going to pick a random question. And we're going to start with one from Nick's lovely bride, Christine. She wants to know, besides each other, what character reminds you of someone you know in real life and who are they to you? Example, like a sibling, a friend, or a foe.
That's directed at you guys, right?
And you, like if there's a character like Ashley or Chris or whatever, if they remind you of someone in real life.
I'll let you guys answer it first. Go ahead.
Nick, why don't you go first?
Sure, I can do that. Oh, God. Obviously, I will not dox anybody, so I'm not going to say the person if it's not a good thing, but like Kevin Jacqueboy,
Oh no.
absolutely. I knew a couple people like that from middle school on, all through high school.
That was kind of my easy answer too.
That one is specific for me because some of those people, like in the elementary school days, we were friends. They grew up, kind of got into the preppy thing or the jock thing. And I did not. I hung out with the goth kids and the theater kids and whatnot, just kind of bebopped around those kind of groups. And he was the epitome of, I knew people like that used to be cool and used to be good people. And then they just turned into this awful douchebag.
Yeah, that in all honesty, the character I played for our douchebag arc was actually based off my high school and middle school bully. Like legit 100% to a T of my the girl who used to bully me in middle school into high school. So yeah. Trauma.
Was it cathartic for you to let that character die then?
Yes, it was. What about you, Breck?
I don't think I have a specific character that kind of reminds me of anyone. beyond the, jock douchebags being, people that I knew in high school and occasionally sometimes in my adult life, which really sucks.
Some
But-
people never grow out of it, man.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's true. High school never ends.
Unfortunately, that is so true. It carries on into like real world. I'm like, why? We're all fucking adults. Why are we acting like children?
Mm-hmm. Especially in the workplace.
Right.
Like,
Doesn't
why
make
act
sense.
like children when you're going to the place that you work for your money? Like, why would you want to bring drama into a place like that?
Some people just thrive on that
Ain't that the truth?
form of attention, I guess.
Never made sense to me.
All right. We're going to move on to the
Hang
next
on,
question.
hang on. I
No,
didn't
that one's
answer the
getting kind
question.
of dark. Oh, yeah, I
I
thought
didn't
you
answer
did.
the question. No, I said that was my easy answer, not the
that
answer I
your
was
easy
going
answer.
with.
Okay, I didn't realize that's okay. My bad.
Yeah, no, that was the easy answer. For me, I know you guys haven't had a lot of playtime with him, but Lance reminds me a lot of actually my uncle.
Which one?
The one that got fucking bombed at our wedding.
Oh my god, Calvin.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't mean to play him that way. He just reminds me a lot of my uncle, so
I can see it.
yeah. Okay, there's my answer.
Okay. Since that one got a little bit dark with the bullying and all that shit, we're gonna move on to the next question. From my friend Stephanie, she wants to know, where is everyone's head at if they had a moment to stop and take it all in?
Are we talking player wise or character wise?
Character wise.
Okay. I'll start with that one.
Okay.
Ashley is confused. Ashley is very confused. She's the one that started everything. She's the one that keeps ending up in different places that you guys are finding her. She doesn't know really what's going on. Chris, you've only seen a little bit of. He's kind of getting a handle on it. But yeah, Ashley is confused is a good word, but she's also kind of lost. She's got a lot of inner demons that she's dealing with, as well as what you guys are dealing with on the outside. And when I get the time to actually embody Ashley, I have to put myself in a very dark place to think like she would think.
Interesting. Breck, what about you? Where's Ryan's head at?
So Ryan is kind of just suppressing everything at the moment and just trying to like deal with just what's going on in the moment. And that's not a good thing, obviously.
True.
There's probably going to be a point where he kind of snaps. I obviously don't know at what point yet because we haven't gotten there, but it's not going to be pretty, to say the least.
Like
He's
violently or like just
it kind of depends on when I feel it's best that it happens or when
Okay.
like the stress finally gets to him, how it's going to end up. But
right.
he's trying really hard to kind of just keep pushing forward and always giving himself a goal. And if that stops, it's not going to be great. Because he's either going to snap and try to fight something or he's just going to break down crying. So,
Oh no.
You mean like Samantha tried to fight the water tower kind of thing?
Okay, listen now. That
Yes,
wasn't
exactly.
entirely her fault. Don't ask me how it's not, but it is.
Yeah, because you lost a fight, flight, or faint.
All right, Nick, where is Ned's head at?
Kind of like Ryan, but Ned is wanting just like the question said, a moment. Ned's waiting for a moment where he can just sit there quietly. He wants nothing more than to just sit for 10 or 15 minutes and actually think about something. Otherwise, it's just been go, 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 and he is waiting for that time to rest. Little hungry, irritated, trying really hard to hold it together and to not stir a pot that don't need stirred.
Makes sense.
But we haven't had a moment. It's always just go to the next thing, go to the next thing, go to the next thing, and it's starting to wear on him. He's starting to lose it a little bit, not having that moment of self-reflection.
Right.
No, you guys kind of had a moment of self-reflection when you showed back up at Cryptic Crafts after the movie theater.
Yeah, Ned didn't get to go be alone in a bathroom for a while.
Yeah.
Even in the movie theater in the bathroom, I still had somebody there. Arthur was patting my back like, what the can I have 5 minutes alone to puke?
Sam's head, she's kind of stuck in that fight or flight mode. She also is very confused to where she's at, but because she's always analyzing things from like an athlete's point of view, she's like, okay, I gotta go, just gotta get this done, and the sooner we find everything, the sooner we can get out. So like I said, she's stuck in the fight or flight mode, and she's more or less trying to fight her way through it, and she's leading on putting on a front. Basically, she's acting a lot braver than she's actually currently feeling, because inside she is almost in a total panic. So,
I think that probably goes towards everybody. I think everybody's kind of feeling that
yeah.
just panic moment, and it's not ending.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, that panic moment is hitting pretty hard all the time, but like nobody's really been able to do anything about it.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting to see when we finally get a moment.
They're all gonna like get to a point where, since it seems like they're all feeling the same thing, they're gonna get into a room one of these times and all four of them are just gonna break down in tears and just not know what to do.
It's either gonna be that, or they're all gonna get into a giant fight, or everybody's getting drunk.
Yes.
Yeah, both. All
All of
correct.
it at the same time. They'll be crying, drinking, and throwing punches.
I like how Jordan's not saying, no, that's not going to happen. Like,
I know,
he's like,
he
yeah,
just said
that's
that
set up.
quietly.
That's the next arc. In the next
What?
arc, that's where you guys will kill each other.
Why would I deny it?
He's taking notes.
Yeah, little did you know, this is for me to help set up more of the future of the campaign.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay. I'm going to ask one more question, and then I will open up the floor to Nick and Breck to see if they have any questions. Matt, you don't get it. No, you don't get a chance right this second.
Okay.
Matt asked a question. He said, or he wants to know, do you think this dimension mirrors the weather from the regular dimension? For example, if it's raining in the real world, would we in the in-between have a scarier version happening?
I haven't really put a lot of thought into weather. A lot of what you guys have been experiencing has been indoors, so weather hasn't really been a factor. But I like where his head's at, so yeah, maybe.
Oh, great. Damn it, Matt.
Great. Here comes the blood rain.
Again, you don't hear me denying anything.
Fantastic. Maybe we shouldn't have asked that question, Matthew.
What is everybody's phobias again?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Don't
I
act
know.
like you don't have them written down.
I'll just make it spider rain.
Fuck you. Do you want to see Sam just like cold, just Family Guy style, fall on the pavement, like pass out?
Possibly.
I think that's exactly what he wants.
If it starts raining spiders, she's gonna be like, ah, and like fall over.
I'm not going to have to make you roll fight, flight, or fate. You're going to do all fucking three.
At that point, she would actually shit her pants.
That sounds like all 3 in 1, yeah.
All right, who's next?
Breck, you got anything?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Bring it. I want to hear what you got.
All right. This one is for Jordan. Oh, I never wrote down who put these out. Oops. Well, thank you for whoever gave us this question. I will attempt to look it up later and figure it out. That is my bad. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote these down. My apologies. But for Jordan, the question was there any surprises in how everyone played their character?
Yes. Yeah, and I will tell you, I shouldn't have been surprised, but Matt was the biggest surprise.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I know he always plays the quirky character, but just the progression that Arthur has made. I expected Arthur to kind of be, once he introduced who Arthur was going to be, I expected him to be the joke character all throughout. But he has had some huge character development, and I'm very surprised by that. He's got to be the one that I'm the most surprised with how he's being played in a very good way. Don't get me wrong. I love the journey that Arthur is going down, but I am definitely the most surprised from where he started to where he is now. I'm the most surprised by the way he's being played. Everybody else, you're following the tropes that I expected you to, like the way you introduced your characters, you're playing them how I would have assumed those characters would be played. I fucking never know what's going to come out of Matt's mouth.
I think we all feel that one.
You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel that way in general with Matt, just not just in Arthur.
That's
So-
also very fair.
Sometimes I just don't know what my brother is gonna say.
So yeah, that would be the one I would say there. I think are the most surprised by the way Arthur is being played. Again, in a good way.
That seems fair because I agree with that.
You can stop yawning into the mic, Melanie.
I'm not trying to.
I can't yawn because I'll pass out.
Let's
I'm
not.
beat.
We just hear a loud kerthunk. Oh, Breck's asleep. Sleepy time.
It's a distinct possibility. I have been up since like 3:30 this morning because of my cat and had to spend a lot of money. So sleepy time sounds fun.
I am sorry to hear that.
The money was okay. It was spent for a good cause. Buying a monitor and a keyboard.
Oh, there you go. I thought you were saying you spent a lot of money on the cat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
No, sorry.
I was like,
No, the
poor
cat.
kitty.
No, the cat just decided he was awake at 3:30, so he was going to climb up on our mantle and then look at all the stuff up there and go, I don't want that up here. And knock as much as he could down.
I'm awake, so fuck you. You're awake.
Yeah. He doesn't
Sounds
do
like
it
a
all the
cat.
time. Well, he doesn't do it all the time. It's just every once in a great while, he'll just be like, guess what? You're going to be awake.
Cats are assholes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
And then he'll come and lay in with me and sit on my chest and purr. And it's like, okay, buddy, you're cute, but that wasn't nice.
He's like, Dad, look what I did. Don't you love it?
Look at my asshole.
Yeah, basically.
All right, Nick, what's your question?
This is one I've talked with a couple people at work. None of them really know what Delta Green is, but they've played like the Call of Cthulhu games, which this is kind of modded after. Same kind of system. And Jordan, this is again for you. With all of the lore that's built into these kind of games like Delta Green, that's the name of the game, but it's also a name of like part of the grouping in the actual lore of it. Are you pulling anything from Delta Green, like their actual lore base for your campaign, or is all of it just completely off your own head?
You are getting a 100% Jordan original, baby.
So no Delta lore in this at all.
Absolutely none.
Okay.
I like the system because of how it's the Call of Cthulhu system, but kind of simplified. I like the system for that reason. So that's why we're playing this system. As of right now, for campaign 1, and I say as of right now because it could always change. I could always decide that I want to bring Delta Green agents into it or something. Like I could always twist it that way.
That's fair.
But as of right now, in the middle of Arc 2 where we're at, no.
I mean, that's pretty cool though that you're coming up with this all on your own and you're not like taking from any sort of story. It is pretty impressive.
Now,
I mean,
like I've said before, like some of the creatures I'm taking heavy inspiration from stuff.
Right,
But-
which makes sense, but like you're coming up with the story itself. You're not following like an outline of something from Delta Green and making it your own.
Correct. That is correct. Everything that is happening is, like I said, it's a Jordan original.
Well, going into that, one of my questions was for everyone, what do you think of the Delta Green system compared to D&D 5e? Do you find it easier, harder? Like, what are your thoughts on the Delta Green system?
I would say it's definitely harder just because you don't get the like amount of options D&D gives you. And D&D is basically set up to eventually make you, I mean, even from like level 2 or 3, you're essentially superhuman. Whereas with this one, we're just some kids. That's about it.
Right. I find it easier only for the fact that to this day I still don't understand D&D 5e and I've been playing it for I don't know 7 years at this point. There's something about this that just clicks easier for me, except for the opposing rolls. That one still bests me every time. But I think it's also the fact that you only use basically 3 out of the 7 dice that makes it easier. From like I guess a math standpoint.
From a map,
The math is definitely easier in Delta Green.
yeah.
There's a lot less of it.
Yeah, there a lot of it is just instead of having to add modifiers and all that crap that D&D does, it is I'm rolling my dice and I need to beat this number. Simple as that.
Right. And I think that's what makes it, not that I don't enjoy 5e, but this one I enjoy more because it's more of the role play aspect of it. And you're not so much worried about having to constantly roll the dice to make attacks or to know like what you have to do or all that kind of stuff. I feel like you roll the dice and then you can play out how you want that number to work.
Right.
That's something I like a lot is I've said it a couple times, like I don't try and ask for rolls. If I want to try and human somebody or if I'm trying to search for something, I like that we do exactly that. We try and play it out. And then Jordan will call for the roll or he'll just give it to us. Or like in the spider room, he will tell you, no, there's nothing behind the web. You can
Right.
roll search and
Right.
you won't find anything. But I like that. I like when it's not constantly like, can I make an athletics check? No, just say what your person does, roll the dice, and cool, let's see where we go from there. No level ups, no turning into a demigod halfway through the campaign. More so, maybe I'll be inhabited by a demigod. Uh-oh, bad.
Well,
Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Probably bad. This game is meant to drive you into madness. D&D's meant to drive you into godhood. And I think that's cool that it's a downward from the start.
exactly. And that's what I was also going to say is D&D wants you to win. Call of Cthulhu and Delta Green wants you to fucking die. That's just how these systems are made.
I mean, I'm not too sure about Delta Green because I haven't looked into it yet, but I know Call of Cthulhu, doesn't it have like mechanics for new characters and your characters dying and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Call of Cthulhu does not expect your characters to make it to the end of the campaign.
I love that. I really, really do love that. It's not just a leave and come back. If you go down and you keep losing sanity, like if sanity goes to 0, you gain control of our characters, and we don't get that back.
Or I can make it where, and this is the way I'll probably do it to give you another little peek behind the curtain, is if you guys do end up losing all your sanity, I could 100% take control of your character. You could lose your character. Or, and this is the way I think it's going to be more fun, you can keep control of your character, but at any time I withhold the right to say, that's not what your character is going to do. Your character is going to do this instead, and then let you role play it.
Oh, I think that'd be fun.
Then that way it keeps the character in your guys' hands, because in a world like this, I can't really have you roll new characters, because I have characters set in this world for specific reasons. And like how we had Shelby as a guest, I planned from the beginning for her character to be in this world. And when I asked her to guest for us, I told her, play the character how you want, but these are the rules you need to follow. This is, your character's past. This is your character's goal. These are the things that I need you to role play to. Other than that, have fun with it. Because I still need, if we do guests and stuff like that again, I still need those characters to fit into the narrative. Whereas if I have you guys go insane and I take control of your characters, I don't know what you're going to roll. I don't know what you're going to do for a new character. It could completely throw off the equilibrium that I have already set into this world. So I think, and it'd be more fun for you guys too. If you're like, oh no, you know what? Ryan's not going to do that. And I'm like, no, Ryan is going to do that. So role play it.
I just want to play Anubis. I'll be a horse.
Anubis is a dog. Oh,
No,
never
Anubis
mind.
is a horse. What is wrong with you?
He said Anubis, and my thought instantly went to the Egyptian god Anubis.
I want to retcon what I said. I want to play Anubis, the dog god.
The dog god. Yeah.
I think he's like jackal, actually.
I think
Whatever
he is
he
a jackal,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, he is. But I want to be him. Like, I'll be purple, and I'll wear a robe, and then all of a sudden I'll blow everything up.
That's Beerus, motherfucker.
Not really.
Purple blows everything up. Yeah, he just doesn't wear a robe.
But Anubis is black.
And Nick said he would be purple.
But
Don't
Beerus
shame
is
my
a cat. Anubis is a jackal. They're two different species.
Close enough.
No, not close enough.
You trace anything back. We'll find a common denominator somewhere.
I mean, everything was just a pile of ooze at one point, so.
That sounds
True.
unpleasant.
Yeah.
Actually, it sounds really relaxing.
That's what our cuddle puddles will devolve into, is a puddle of ooze.
Oh.
You just said that would be really relaxing, Breck, and the thought that went through my brain is, oh my God, it would be really relaxing if I didn't have any bones. I
Yeah.
could literally become the
Okay.
couch.
It's literally the same thought I have whenever I look at my cat who's just splayed out wherever he feels like it. And it's like, that looks way better than what I do.
Thinking about it, that's the same thing I think about our baby. When I put her in her swing, turn the swing on so it's swinging back and forth, and she falls asleep to it, I have a pang of jealousy where I'm like, I wish they made adult sizes of those. I could just crawl into a giant swing and turn it on to go to bed at night.
There are people that do that. That's considered like, you could give one of us that for our sand loss. You think you're a baby now.
I'm not even saying
Please
act like a
don't.
baby. I'm just saying, like, could you imagine getting in an adult size swing like that? That would
Jordan.
be fucking heaven.
Jordan, you're gonna end up on one of those episodes of My Strange Addiction, okay?
No, I'm not, because I'm not going to be sitting there wearing a fucking diaper or eating out of a bottle. I'm not doing that shit. I want to be swung to sleep. Is that a fucking problem?
MTV's going to bring back True Life just for Jordan.
Well, that sounds nice for you, Jordan. I get motion sick, so I'm going to pass.
Next question.
Yeah, let's go on to the next question here. Jordan, did you have a question for all of us?
You guys don't let me have no fun. Yeah, actually, I do have a question for you guys. Kind of similar to the question that Breck asked about, who am I most surprised being played a certain way? Have you guys surprised yourselves at all? From the beginning of the campaign, when you introduced your characters and you talked about what these characters were going to be, have you surprised yourselves at all on the journey that your character has personally taken?
I would say I've surprised myself a little bit because I initially, there we go, decided to base Sam mostly off my own personality. And there are things that Sam has done that I would never do. Like, I am not the kind of person that normally takes charge in a situation. I would just be the one that stands there quietly waiting for everybody else to step up and be the person, be like, yeah, let's do this. So in a way, I am shocked because I was going to try and portray Sam that way. But then as I played her more, I realized that that's not who she would be. She wouldn't be the shy person. She'd be the one that would actually be stepping up, taking charge, and being like the captain of the sports team kind of thing.
Nice. I like it. Breck, what about you?
Yeah. My original thought was for Ryan was to play kind of like young Dean Winchester from Supernatural.
Hence the name.
And yes. But then as I started playing him, I originally had the thought, even like right before we started playing, I'm like, I can't be that badass because I'm just some punk kid. And that thought kind of like took hold, and I'm like, yeah, I am just a punk kid now. All right, I'm going to play that. And that's kind of just where I've gone with it so far.
Exceedingly well, might I add. I have a lot of fun with the dichotomy between Ned and Ryan.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to not just play as Ryan, but to play with everybody else too, to see, kind of how we all act around each other and stuff like that, especially Ned.
Yeah, you two definitely have a excuse me. You two definitely have some connection.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it.
I like how Sam and Ned have like a brother-sister type relationship as well.
That one is a lot of fun, like when we were running from the water tower.
Yes. I like the dynamic that those two have.
You charged, he grabbed you around the waist, threw you over his shoulder. Nope, not today. That's still one of my favorite scenes.
Dropper.
Put me down. I do it.
That was hilarious. That couldn't have been any better.
So they hit the ground. This is what you wanted.
Yep. Follow the rules to a T. The biggest thing with Ned, like, there's definitely been some growth in the way I play him, but the one that's most shocking, and I wish Matt could be here for this one, is all of the growth that you were talking about earlier in Arthur and the way his character is, how he's quirky, but he's still having those moments of just bing bong, got the idea. Ned has not changed anything about the way he treats Arthur. He still thinks he is just a goofy, quirky guy, and he's like, all right, okay, Arthur, whatever you say, bud. All of his change, and Ned has changed nothing.
And I think that's part of what makes it so charming, too, is he takes that and just rolls with it.
In such a good way. It's just those two in the best time and worst time, it's the same time for those two together. Whereas, like you said with the brother-sister thing, Melanie, and it almost feels like there's I don't know, Jordan kind of said it once, and it's like, with the way me and Ryan do, there is a lot of back and forth. It almost feels like two brothers fighting each other. Sometimes they get along, sometimes they don't.
You guys definitely have like a Sam and Dean thing going on.
I've never watched it.
Oh, I didn't even think of it that way.
Nick.
I know. Do you want my nerd card?
Yes. I am revoking it right now.
No, we shouldn't take away his nerd card. He has to hold on to it while we strap him to a chair and make him watch all
15 seasons
15 seasons.
Yeah.
of 20 to 24 episodes each.
At an hour long apiece.
Oh no, I'm so upset. Can I go make popcorn first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let us come over. We'll watch it with you.
We will just all stay on the couch and never move.
Don't tempt me with a good time, okay?
Oh, I feel that. I feel that bad.
My first thought is, what would we do with the kids? And then I went, I'd be watching Supernatural. I don't care.
AJ would go off and play with Jude, and Piper would be sleeping on my chest. And then Finn would also be playing with them. So it's fine.
That's fair.
Send the children off. Go bye-bye.
But you got to think, Finn and AJ are about the same age.
And that's why we have Jude. She's like the older sister. It's fine.
If you want to do that, you go right ahead. I know my little girl.
She'd be like, Dad, I'm not fucking doing this.
Yeah, little.
I can see AJ being the boss. It's fine. He's such a sassy little boy.
Mm-hmm. Kid has too much sass.
Sass.
Oh, my son has really been getting into his sass lately.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, sassy children. I can't handle it. Piper, you better be my perfect little angel girlfriend, because Mama can't have two sassy kids. Anyways, we're moving on to the next question, because sass and children, I've had enough of it today. Shelby wants to know, for Jordan, was the story inspired by Stranger Things?
No, actually it wasn't. But now that she brings that up, I do definitely see the similarities, especially with being in a different world and everything. But no Stranger Things inspiration, actually.
Okay. Tying into that, what I think someone asked it. Hold on, let me find it. Is it Matt?
Guys, did you hear that? That was actually Melanie turning a piece of paper.
I wrote everybody's questions down.
She didn't just put them in her phone. That is legit paper.
I guess I was the one who asked the question. What was your main inspiration for this campaign? Well, I know that part, but like I know you've referenced, what's it called? The thing that you like a lot.
Resident Evil?
Yep, that. Was that an inspiration to it? Or was it just those pictures that I showed you that where you were like, yes, this is my inspiration? Like, how did you come up with us, going into the in-between? Because in Resident Evil, they don't ever go into another world.
No, they don't ever go into another world like that. So the pictures that you sent me kind of started that thought process. Like, okay, where could this kind of thing happen? What could have happened in the world that would let these kind of creatures exist? And the simple fact was they wouldn't. No matter how you cut it, they wouldn't. So I had to find a way to kind of get you guys in a world that was parallel to ours. And that just happened with, okay, how do I get you into a world that's parallel to ours? Thinking about that, and the whole Ashley so originally
The whole Ashley cosplaying an owl, yes, that.
Well, originally it was supposed to actually be her dad that died. And you actually were the inspiration for Chris as well.
Me?
Yes.
Why?
Chris was not a character. Chris was not a character in the first episode.
Okay.
When Ashley was texting and you saw her texting and she had that smile on her face.
Mm-hmm.
I had already picked up on the fact that Nick was kind of pursuing a Ned Ashley love interest thing. And I didn't want to episode 1 just be like, hey, no, fuck you, that ain't happening. So I was, because originally she was going to be texting some guy. And like I said, I picked up on Nick kind of hinting at the Ned having feelings for Ashley thing. And I just on the spot as we were recording, spur of the moment thought was like, nope, it's her brother. Her brother's away in the military. That's who she's talking to. He actually has a chance to text her. They're really close. That's what's happening. So Chris did not come into existence until we were recording that episode.
And how was that my fault?
Because I had to set up a love interest for you too. I don't know. You asked. I don't know. If you wouldn't have asked, he wouldn't have come into play. So she tried to shrug it off, and you kept pursuing it. So I don't know.
See, and then again, that's another way that I am not.
Ago.
That's another way that I am shocked of how I played Sam, because me in real life, Melanie, you'd be like, "Oh, who are you texting?" "Oh, some guy." "Oh, okay. Well, who?" "Oh, this person." "Okay, cool." It wouldn't be like a whole back and forth like her and Ashley had.
I think you kind of played it so well too. Like, I had no intentions of Ned having the love interest kind of thing. It just felt like a good narrative moment for Ned to be awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just where I went with it. And it felt comfortable. And then Jordan kind of leaned into it a little. And that's kind of what it felt like with Chris, is just the way you were talking with Ashley for some of those moments. Like, it just was a smooth flow into there being feelings, and it felt very organic.
Right, not something that was forced or put on for a show kind of thing.
No, it came through very cleanly, and like, hey, this would be cool. And props to you, Jordan. You made that flow like it was supposed to go that way the whole way through. I wouldn't have known any different.
Yeah, thanks. Because that was 100% on the spot. Chris did not exist until we were recording.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Which, to be fair, kind of leaning into that, the father, their dad, was never going to be the character that Nega Chris has become. She was just going to try to do like a seance ritual thing to see her dad again. And then shit was going to hit the fan. It was going to be an unnamed demon that was basically going to pull you guys in. The fact that Chris became a thing, and then that gave me okay, they're close. So when he died overseas, of course she's going to want to talk to him again. That just, as soon as the brother came in, the whole story started to write itself. More so than the notes that I had taken, like the rough outline.
So do you feel like in creating Chris, your story changed?
Yes.
For the better or for worse?
Oh, so much for the better.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I really like the way the story is going now that Chris is a part of it.
Playing on to that question, this is one that I'm just thinking of now. Is the story going the way you thought it was going to go?
No, absolutely not.
Is that because us players are unhinged, or is it because you have decided like different things to do with the campaign?
A little bit of both. I am finding myself having to change some things to kind of fit your guys' character personalities. Like, from this point forward, have you noticed that the door with the 4 torches is completely 100% without a handle?
I did now.
Yeah, you know why?
Because we are the handle?
No, because you fucking broke the one in the movie theater.
There's going to be a big old neon sign that just says push to open.
So I went, hey, guess what? They can't sit there and try and strong arm through this big door if there's no motherfucking handle.
That's no fun.
Oh, yeah, but there is that medical bed in one of the other rooms. We could totally use that like a battering ram and just...
Exactly. Don't question the unhinged players.
I'm pretty sure if we try that, he will kill us all.
Probably.
We've said that a couple times and he ain't managed to pull it off yet.
I haven't tried.
Let's not give him the opportunity.
You did try. You had Sam's neck and it was ready to be turned around too.
This is 100% true. You did have every chance to kill Sam.
Mm-hmm. I did. Oh, I 100% had every chance to kill Sam. But as I was saying when you had to step away, if I were to kill Sam, I don't really have a system in place for you guys to roll new characters down here. So it would have been hey, Sam's dead. Thanks for joining, Mel.
I'm sure you'll come up with something because one of us is either going to die or when we go too insane to where it's like, well, this ain't going to work no more.
Exactly.
We'll see. I have systems in place.
All right.
Unless you guys fuck up majorly, I am hoping that your characters at least make it to the end. Once we get to the last few episodes, all bets are off.
Yeah, let's hope that's not for a while. All right, I'm going to ask another question. I'm going to ask Justin's question because I want to get my answer out to this. And so he asked it. He said, what song do you like that you're embarrassed about? But he didn't give any context if it's for us personally or for our characters. So you can either answer as yourself or you can answer as your character. I am going to answer as myself because the one that I'm embarrassed about that I really like, that every time it comes up on my playlist, I'm literally fucking jamming out to it, is Tight Pants. I don't know if you've heard it. I don't know if I can play a bit of it and not get copyrighted, but I can definitely send it to you in the group chat. It is 100% unhinged, in my opinion.
It's something.
But yes, that's the one that I am embarrassed that I like the most. because it's just so stupid. Jordan, what song are you embarrassed that you like so much?
It's kind of along the same lines as Tight Pants. It's called I'm not sure the exact title. It's either This Is What I Do or Sit on You. I'm not sure what the actual title is, but I mean you get the idea of the song just from those two sentences.
It almost started playing. Sorry. I'm going to share it to the group because I can't not.
Stephanie is listening to this episode and audibly is like, yes!
Stephanie, when you hear this episode, yes, Tight Pants, Body Rolls is my favorite embarrassing song that I like a lot.
That fucking song. But no, the This Is What I Do. It's literally just the dude saying, "This is what I do. I sit on you," and then names a body part right on your lap.
Yep. I love that one.
This is what I do. This is what I do. It's great. It's stupid, but it's great. But I also have to throw out there the other song that I'm embarrassed about, and you're not going to know this one unless you have kids. But it's by Danny Go or Go Danny or whatever it is. It's a YouTuber that does kid songs, and he has the Wiggle Dance. And that song fucking slaps. That song is the shit. Like, okay, we have a on Spotify, we have a playlist just for AJ. So any songs that AJ likes, we throw them into his playlist, and when we're in the car, if he wants a song, we'll throw on his playlist. It's all songs he likes. The Wiggle Dance made it onto my playlist.
Good for you.
And it is fucking fantastic.
I didn't know you put it on your playlist.
Oh, fuck, yes, I did. It's just so good. If you have not heard that song, do yourself a favor and listen to that song. It's Melanie, send it to the group. It's just so fucking good.
I think I know which one you're talking about. I am not embarrassed to like that song.
I'm embarrassed I put it on my own playlist.
My playlist has the Bluey albums on it.
Yeah, what's embarrassing about that?
For me, not a thing. But that's Ned's. He really likes, or he really, really enjoys the Chattermax song.
Oh my god.
Yeah, loves it. But is terrified. Like, he started watching all the little kid cartoons because he knew that he was having a little sibling coming, and he wanted to be there, and he wanted to play a big role in, that big brother kind of thing. So he started watching it, and he found Bluey, and this is the shit.
I will say this: I'm a 33-year-old man, and every time I hear the do 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 do, I'm like, "Fuck yes,
Bluey!"
To be fair, though, I have an embarrassing song that I absolutely love, and
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this one's open source, so it doesn't matter.
Swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, 'cause they are so awesome. No.
Okay. Along those same lines, have you heard the song "Look at My Horse"?
Look at my horse. Horse is amazing. Give it
Give
all.
it a lick. It tastes just like raisins.
Nope.
Have a stroke of its mane, it turns into a flame, and then it turns back again when you tug on its winky.
All right, we're not singing anywhere that fucking copyrighted.
Come
We're
on,
done.
Brent, give me some songs.
Barek.
Why'd you say his name like that?
What are you embarrassed about that's on your playlist?
Yeah,
So,
Barek.
getting a little tired and a little slap happy, and we have like 50,000 more questions to still answer or to ask. Okay.
I'd have to say, there's probably a couple, but the worst one is probably the Northern Boys Robot Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I will make sure to send it to you guys. It is
I feel like
A
you had us
very-
look that one up when we went to go see Nadbod.
no, this one I found more recently than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting song. If you watch it all the way through, you're welcome. It will be in your brain forever.
Oh, it's one of those earworm kind of songs.
Yeah. I do have an honorable mention that I'm kind of embarrassed to like, just because it's an AI based song and I really don't like those usually, but it's Vegeta singing I Want It That Way.
I love that one. I love that one with all of my heart.
And I just, yeah.
Okay. There's another AI based song that I'm not embarrassed to like because it's fantastic. It is Hell's Greatest Dad, sang by Markiplier and Jacksepticeye.
Oh, I may have to go look that up now.
That sounds excellent.
It's so good because Mark sings Lucifer's part and Jacksepticeye sings Alistair's part.
100%.
And
I
it's
have
great.
to look that up.
It's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Kyle. This is for Jordan. Do you see the characters coming back for a season 2 and or a second campaign?
That completely depends on you guys. Your characters make it to the end of the show? Yeah, 100%. I would be very happy to write a second campaign in this world. And in fact, I've toyed around with the idea, even if your characters don't make it, still doing one in this world, like a second campaign in this world, just for the familiarity, but with a whole new group of people. So, I would absolutely love to see your characters come back for a second season. It wouldn't be season 2. I've already got plans for season 2 and season 3 to be in D&D. But I would absolutely love to see these characters come back.
That being said, do you think we're all going to make it out alive? Your silence is deafening.
I'm thinking.
I assume the answer would be alive, maybe. Insane, most likely.
In one piece? Maybe not.
If I had to be 100% honest right now, with no holds barred, nothing, like just lay it all out on the table, honesty, I think you will all make it to the end.
Now, is that you giving us a crutch and making sure none of us die, or is that you saying that if we play our cards right, we'll all come out alive?
The way you guys are currently playing, I think you will make it to the end.
Okay.
Because like I said, last couple episodes, gloves are coming off. I'm not pulling any punches.
That's when we'll all go nuts.
Yeah.
I am so ready for that.
Agreed.
But yes, long answer short, yes, I would love to see your characters come back for a second season.
Okay. Nick or Breck, do either one of you have another question for Jordan, or do you want me to keep going through my list?
Or a question amongst yourselves.
That too.
I got one from Matt that I want to hear an answer to, and it's kind of to everybody. Too many people. It was, do you think other family members have been pulled into this dimension and we haven't found them yet? I want to add on to his question, if this is just another dimension, I wonder how many people have been pulled in from other areas.
Me personally, I hope no one else has been pulled into this realm because this realm is fucking terrifying. But Sam does wonder in the back of her head if like her mom is here and if there are other people that were sucked in to this weird ass realm they're in.
Ryan is kind of assuming that it's just us because we haven't really heard of anyone else being in the world. Not that we've explored the whole thing, obviously, but he's kind of basing it off of just having looked through the mirror in cryptographs and seeing Arthur's dad. So that, and it's a lot easier for him to just kind of focus on what's right around him than trying to like figure out the what ifs for everything else. He's just going to deal with that or fuck it up as it comes.
Our God doesn't want to answer.
Oh, I thought you were asking amongst yourselves.
Oh, no, I wanted you to answer too.
You want me to answer too?
Because you know.
Oh, I do know. I do know. And I can say with full certainty, one family member has been pulled in.
Well, that'll be fun.
And I'm not going to say whose family member. I'm not going to give any more clues than that. But there is one character's family member that has been pulled in. And I will give you the hint that it is a player's family. It's not like, just kidding. It's Ashley's mom.
That'd be funny.
No, he's not doing that because he already has enough NPCs he has to voice all at once.
I'm really not looking forward to the time that you guys get Chris and Ashley in the same room with fucking Lance and Charlotte.
Ned is going to just avoid Lance and Charlotte at all costs. You have sown so much for Ned to be distrustful of them.
I know, and that was never my intention either.
And I love that it wasn't your intention. I know the truth, but it's so much more fun to play that way because Ned absolutely doesn't trust anything that they say or do now.
That was never my intention.
Ryan doesn't mind them. He's just happy something's just not trying to kill him.
Yeah, saved you even.
Yeah.
Ned thinks this is hell.
I've thought about making that the twist before, and I just didn't like it.
I'm going to be honest. When we first started kind of moving around in the in-between, I immediately was like, this is purgatory from Supernatural. Okay. And then you explained that it's literally just a rock in space. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a little different.
A rock surrounded by a sea of red. But yes, I can 100% verify that a single family member of a single player has been brought in. Whether or not more come will depend on how I'm feeling that day.
How much we upset you.
Yeah. And no, it's not Anubis.
Damn it.
That would require a very awkward marriage for him to be considered an actual family member.
Hey, pets are family too.
All right, I'm going to ask another question from Christine. This is for Jordan. Will we ever experience a Kevin Jockboy and Arthur Smackdown? Also, can we add a character? Maybe Kevin's girlfriend, Laura Lauren Banks. And what if she has the hots for Arthur?
Oh my god. I want to do a what if scenario so bad and just be like, all right, Matt, here's your prompt. Have at it.
Just
the fact
let
that
Matt
Matt's not
go.
here to hear this.
Oh, that would be too funny. I'll see what I can make happen.
You can't make Matt do Kevin Jockboy and Arthur, though, because he's going to get so fucking tired.
Fucking watch me.
I mean, he does have two different voices for it, so it would be perfect.
Matt, if you're listening to this,
Your time is coming.
Oh my god. Do it. Make happen.
we'll make that the first Patreon episode.
Jesus.
I could see it being where Arthur and Kevin get into a fight and somehow Arthur wins. And this Lauren character comes over, Arthur, you're my hero.
Fucking Arthur won last time. He kicked Kevin in the nuts.
Okay, but that was like a cheap shot. I'm talking about like, she's asking about
Okay.
a full-on Arthur Kevin smackdown.
Okay, and a SmackDown, you can still have cheap shots. Do you think Arthur, of all people, is not going to be taking every cheap shot he can find?
Maybe Arthur has a hidden hobby of like
Of what?
jujitsu.
Duct taping fucking concrete to a stick
No,
haphazardly?
like Taekwondo or, you know, the whatever one the Tristan always talks about.
Krav Maga.
Tai
Yeah,
Chi.
that.
I mean, you don't need any of that. As long as you walk away and the other person doesn't, you've won the fight. It doesn't matter how.
You don't even have to win the fight. So long as the other person's walking away not in 100%, you did good.
Yeah. They're called Geneva suggestions.
I really want to make this happen now. Thank
That's
you,
what I'm going to
Christine.
name this episode, the Geneva Suggestions.
I second that.
Good to know there's probably going to be a Kevin Arthur smackdown here in the future.
Round one.
Ryan will bring the popcorn.
Net'll help make sure Ashley brings her under the bed wine.
If you think that's lasting any longer than like another episode or two, you're mistaken.
Oh, she'll make more. She'll make more.
All right.
I just realized we never established if that was actually like decent wine or not.
Y'all, I don't even remember the fucking wine, okay?
Roll for explosive diarrhea.
You're all talking about this under the bed wine. I don't even remember anybody bringing wine up. Then again, last episode we recorded, I was a little bit tipsy. So,
Off of wine. I have to ask, did we ever find out what Ashley FMK meant?
no, we have
No.
not. It's going to be a mystery until the end. It's going to be like the very last episode. And I'm like, guys, I remember.
Well, the worst part is, as of recording this, that episode comes out in like 3 days.
Where I wrote Ashley FMK.
Yeah, it's because the last episode that just released, as of the time of recording this, the last episode that just released, you guys just got out of the spider room. So the next one is where you take half the episode to actually get into the statue room, and Ashley's acting weird. That's where that note came from.
Cool.
I just don't remember why.
Cool.
I just finished editing that episode.
You still don't know?
No, I don't have a goddamn clue. And I knew
Maybe
it was
I'll
in that
listen to
episode.
it. I'll listen to it and then maybe I'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Because I tried. I tried real hard knowing that it was in there, and you've been asking about it every recording for like the past 7 or 8.
Okay, it's because every time like I'm going through my notes, I'm like, we're like, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? We wrote this down. So I'm like, okay, gotta go back in my notes. And it's right there at the fucking top as like the first note I put on that day that we recorded. It says Ashley FMK. I don't know.
Either do the rest of us. And I'm the one telling the fucking story.
Oh, she's telling her own story.
Yeah.
Please leave a comment and let us know if you can figure out what Ashley FMK means. That'd be fantastic. And you're going to help my brain settle the fuck down because it's still a mystery. Stephanie asked, who would be interested to explore the world if they weren't just trying to survive? I can guarantee you Arthur would be very interested in exploring this world.
Him being the cryptid person, yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm more curious on you guys as like you guys, not your characters.
Sam, no. Like Sam, probably not. Me, maybe.
That is a yes for both me and Ryan. Especially since Ryan found out that there's a being out there that can teleport. He really wants to be able to do that.
Wait, we can teleport?
No, nobody can.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm so glad you guys were okay with the name Nobody. That was really good. I'm having fun with that.
Yeah, nobody was the right name.
My brain literally stopped working when you said nobody can. I forgot about nobody. That he was an actual character. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean nobody can teleport? No shit, nobody can teleport. Oh. That nobody.
Random fun fact. The reason I thought of that name for that creature is I've been listening to the Epic musical a lot recently. And like that made me think of like the Odyssey and the Iliad and all that. And when we saw that creature, I'm like, he's like, I have many names, but that's not one of them. I'm like, all right, you're nobody.
I've been trying to get Jordan to listen to that musical. He's like, I don't understand it because there's no, like, I don't understand the context. I said, it's just music. There is no play that goes with it currently. It's just the concept music.
It's so good, though.
It's so good.
I'm a big fan of Avenue Q.
Avenue Q is pretty good, too.
I've never heard of that.
Internet is for porn.
Oh.
Grab your dick and double click for porn.
Speaking of musicals, me and the wife were going to go see Beetlejuice, the actual like Broadway one, when it was in Madison.
Oh, I want to see that so bad.
We were going, and it was during that like massive snowstorm that hit when the weather got real bad. And like we made it all the way to Madison, just like going slow, being real careful. Got to the hotel, we're putting our stuff away. We're like, okay, it's only a couple miles to the theater. We can do this. And they canceled it.
What? They canceled it?
Yeah, they canceled it because it just wasn't safe to drive anywhere.
Ugh.
But I mean, to be fair, like driving up there, it dropped like, it was like 4 to 5 inches of like slushy snow.
Did they at least refund you?
Yeah, they refunded. But yeah, we were like all ready to go for that, and then they canceled, and we were just like, well, fuck, I guess.
I would have cried.
I would have too.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's just kind of how my luck runs usually. So,
Well, especially because Madison is not a short drive for you.
no, it's about an hour to get there, and it took us hour 45 minutes, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I think we passed like 20 minutes into the drive, like everybody on the road disappeared, and I think we saw 2 cars. So it was fun, but I've been driving a long time, so nothing I can't handle.
Shelby's question. What was the inspiration for your character, or are they completely original?
Well, we already know the inspiration for Ryan.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
I was just gonna say Sam is basically me with a little more courage. So I wouldn't say she's too original, but I guess I was my own inspiration. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, okay, Shelby, since you asked this question, it's kind of like how you portrayed Storm to basically be like your personality, but a little bit like
Say
more
it, bitchier.
bitchier. Well, true.
Shelby has been on record saying that she portrayed Storm as herself as a bitch. Maybe not
True.
on record. Maybe it was just in a conversation that we were in. But regardless, I have heard
Right.
those words come out of Shelby's mouth.
Right. So it's like that's how I see Sam, is me, but more. Me as how I should have gone through high school with confidence instead of being the shy, tormented child that I was.
Ned was, I just like the idea of a character that he's got a lot more that he can do that he just doesn't do. Not for lack of confidence, just no desire. He's good at sports, but he really doesn't want to do that. He'd rather just hang out and do nothing. He's just kind of that more Southern kid with no real drive, a lot of potential and just no motivation to do anything with it. That was really all I had thought out for him when it started. And now some of that's kind of gone by the wayside a little bit. And I guess you could call that growth because he's stepping up and saying things when I originally intended him to be a little quieter and more passive.
Ashley started off as not really based off of anybody, just a character that I've kind of observed, just in high school. You know, you see these girls act in this way, this bubbly kind of personality, where it's just something I've observed personally. So I kind of based her off of that. But like I said before, when Chris kind of came into being, I didn't even have the name Chris picked out at first, but it turned into as hers and his relationship as brother and sister have grown, they've kind of grown into a Chris and Claire Redfield from Resident Evil, like that strong sibling bond, would do anything for each other kind of thing. So while they started off as just original characters, the inspiration for how they act with each other has come from that.
Makes sense.
The only thing I want to say about Ryan that I didn't already say is that Ryan's like sarcasm and jokes are just my own, just going back to high school where I didn't have a filter. So I'm just kind of opening up that filter and be like, all right, what jokes are in here? Oh, that one looks deranged and dark. Let's use that one.
Perfect. I love it.
Yes.
All right. I only have a couple more questions. So, Stephanie wants to know, as players, do you all have a ritual to get yourself ready to role play? I personally don't have a ritual getting myself ready to role play, mainly for the fact that, and I'm going to out myself really hard right now, I've been role playing since I was like 11. Between like chat sites that I've been a part of, or yes, I will say it, furry websites I was a part of, not in that disgusting way. Let's get that out there right now. Not in the sexual type of way. Okay. More of someone was writing a comic book story and they were looking for characters to play and kind of inspire them to write this comic book. So I joined them and ended up, being a character in their comic book. Me and a friend of mine, Jess, who I've been friends with for years, her and I used to role play, like paragraph role plays where we would just write stories and just basically make an entire world. And since I've always been like a creative writing type person like that, I just kind of fall into the role play aspect of it very naturally, I feel. So I don't really have a ritual. It kind of just comes out natural.
I just use the same set of dice. I wouldn't say it's a ritual, but whenever I play games like this, every character has their own set of dice, and I do not mix match.
I mean, that's kind of a ritual.
I feel like it's a ritual for a character, but it's not anything like before. I don't have any warm-ups or anything I do before I come in and play the game. I guess maybe grab my thing of water, I grab my beer, and I just normal things. That's nothing I would consider ritual or even habitual at that point. I just like to play and use a southern accent.
I don't have too much. I always make sure my dice, when I set them out for when I play, are facing to their highest roll possible. And then, obviously, I try to always crack a can, but I don't always have a can because I don't drink soda. And usually, sometimes the alcohol I drink isn't in a pressurized can, which sucks. But that's kind of the only two things.
Jordan?
The only thing that I do every episode is right before I see Nick hit the record, like as it's doing the countdown, I will crack my monster. And since Breck is kind of the notorious one for hitting it on mic, I don't do it on mic. I don't want to take that thunder away from him. The only other thing that I do, I get my player killers out. That's what I call my dice. But really, I spend the time. So when we start recording, little peek behind the curtain here, we have to have a section of audio where we have an open mic. Makes it easier for Nick to edit. Makes it so he can kind of cut out background noises, cut out like just the feedback that happens naturally with microphones and that kind of stuff. It makes it gives him that moment of silence so he can take the clip and say, any of this noise that you're hearing right now, get the fuck rid of it, because that's not our voices. And in order to kind of make it easier for us, he plays the Let's Play Pretend theme. So we hear the intro theme that you guys hear before my voice comes in and says, hello, everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Pretend. We hear that when we sit down to record. And that 15 seconds or whatever it is where I take my time to mentally get into DMing. I don't, on my way home, it's not like, oh, I got to DM the game tonight. Nope. I sit down at the computer, I join the room, we talk, we enjoy ourselves, and the second I hear the beginning of that song, that's bam, DM mode. And that's, I guess that would be the closest thing to a ritual, is I don't get into my head about it outside of the game. Because I feel like if I thought about it too much outside of the game, things would be constantly changing. And I would be trying to steer the story in a way that it would, I would be trying to steer the story instead of letting you guys make your decisions and altering the story based off of that. I feel like I would be trying to push you certain ways, and that's not what I want. This isn't just my story. This is our story.
You don't want to railroad us.
Exactly. So
makes sense.
Long story short, that's my ritual, is just don't think about it. Don't think about it until we sit down and we're actually, and don't get me wrong, I have things planned. Obviously, I think about it, but I don't dwell on it.
Okay. I've got a question for Nick and Breck, because Jordan knows what's happening and we don't. So, Nick and Breck, this is my personal question. Do you think Nega Chris will be the true BBEG, or will we have to face some other evil to leave this realm?
I think Nega Chris is going to be our main antagonist. I think the actual big hurdle is either been hinted at or kind of confirmed is going to be leaving this place. because it sounds like it's a little bit more involved than just kind of finding a doorway out.
Right.
Whether that be recreating what the other group did, the other us, or finding our own way using, the list we found or anything else.
Yeah, I think that's a good thought on it because, like we talked about earlier about D&D, that when you build up, in these games you build down. I don't think that there is going to be like just get to big boss, kill big boss, and game over. I think our biggest hurdle, Ned is not concerned about finding everything and getting out of here. He's concerned about trying to survive. He's terrified about that. So I don't think that there's going to be a big bad evil guy. I think, Breck, you used the right word. We're just going to have an antagonist that is always around trying to throw us off our game and trying to get us out of the picture.
I personally feel like we ourselves are going to be our own, like, antagonist. You know what I mean? Like, we have to overcome
sure.
our own mind to even try and leave this place.
Right.
So I feel like that would be more of, like, the big bad at the end.
Ourselves, yeah.
Is versus, like, internally battling with ourselves.
Yeah,
And
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. That's what I'm thinking.
last but not least, this is going to be our last question for the night. I still have a lot more. So if we ever do another Q&A, I still have some. And then if anybody else wants to send us more, we can totally do that. But the last question I have for the night is, Jordan, when is the water tower coming back?
The water tower does have a planned glorious return.
Okay. That wasn't an answer.
That was an answer.
I don't know why, but the way you said plan for glorious return, I just immediately assumed that the water tower has a Russian accent and a sickle and a hammer spray painted on the side. I don't know why that went through my mind.
You were thinking Inglorious Bastards, that's why.
Oh, that might be it, yeah. Oh, but that's German. I don't know. It's late.
It is very
Water tower,
late.
drink you.
That now has to be the
In
voice of the water
Soviet
tower.
Russia. Water tower, get water from you!
That's it. We're just in Russia. That's it.
Well, that was our Q&A session for the night. Like I said, if you guys have any other questions you want us to answer, yes,
It was not.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I have one more question.
No, you're not allowed to have another question.
Fuck you.
No.
No, this is a takeover of your takeover.
Who's the host tonight? Not you. What's your question, Jordan?
Just want to know if you guys thought I was doing a good job.
Oh, yeah, of course you are.
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't still be here if I didn't.
I was say we would have told you, hey, this sucks. Let's not actually do this. Let's do a D&D podcast instead of a Delta Green podcast if we thought this sucked.
That would suck to find out 20 episodes in.
You're telling
By the way, I'm
me.
not feeling this anymore.
I don't think we would have let it drag on for 20 seasons, 20 episodes. Pretty sure we'd have told you like in the first 5 if it was something that we didn't want to do.
Oh, speaking of 20 seasons, I do know one question you still have written down. I'm just going to answer it now. Kyle originally asked how many or how long I could see this show going on.
That was not one of them. He asked if the characters were coming back for a second season.
No, he did not.
Well, you didn't give me that other question then, because the ones from Kyle were the second season and what are your accomplishments? What adventures are you hoping to accomplish? Thank you very much. Remember, I have pen and paper. It's official.
How many adventures are you hoping to accomplish? Was the question. How many? That is a numerical answer.
That is not how many seasons are you planning on doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you consider an adventure?
That's still not a seasons question, Jordan.
Well, I am going to interpret it as seasons, Melanie.
Bitch.
And my answer to that is so long as everybody else is on board, I have enough ideas that I could. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I have enough ideas where I could keep this thing going for 8 seasons for the ideas that I have right now.
'Tis a lot of seasons.
'Tis a lot of seasons.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, Breck.
As much as I'm having fun with this, and I would love to play for 8 seasons, I don't have the sanity to make it 8 seasons with Ryan.
To be fair, no, not with Ryan. No, I'm saying like, so like I hinted at earlier, seasons 2 and 3 are going to be D&D.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was just...
yeah, no, we're going to definitely alternate because I don't know if as the storyteller, I have the sanity to make it 8 seasons of this depressing bullshit.
I just wanted a horror campaign as a palette refresher because we were a part of so many D&D campaigns that I was just like, I'm D&D'd out. I want something different. And I was like, can we do a D&D like campaign that's horror based? And Jordan's like, yeah, I could probably make something like that happen. And that's when we ended up talking with some new friends that we met at another friend's wedding. And he's like, yeah, they know how to run a Delta Green Call of Cthulhu game. You should get in contact with them. So when we did that, that's when Jordan's brain kind of shifted towards this. And like I said, I like it, but I do want to play another D&D campaign as well. So as a palette refresher.
And originally I was going to try and write a horror campaign in 5e was my original plan. And then I was introduced to the Call of Cthulhu system, and we played that short campaign in Call of Cthulhu that kind of got me into the idea of how to play that. And I have to give a shout out to Nick because he's the one that actually suggested, hey, instead of Call of Cthulhu, why don't we do Delta Green? So I would not have even known that Delta Green existed if our good buddy Nick here did not inform me of its existence in the first place. So Nick has to definitely take his bow for his part of this as well.
Sure. I just headbutt my mic. We'll explore a lot. We'll explore a lot of different ones because I want to run a Powered by the Apocalypse mini game at some point.
Yeah. And I think that's the other thing that we need to discuss too, because we've talked about that before. I'm basically going to be the DM for the main seasons, but I would absolutely love for you guys to come up with, so let's put it like NADPOD. Okay, I know I mentioned them earlier. Let's talk about them for a second.
Fanboy.
Breck has this idea for a mini campaign that is, you guys will hear it. It ended up being 4 to 5 episodes long, but it could definitely be added to. So it could turn into what would essentially be our Trinivale. And I would absolutely love to see that happen. I would love to go back and explore those characters more.
I don't remember my character from that.
Yeah, listen to it. Once it releases. Once it releases, it's going to be after Arc 2 is when that one's going to release.
To be fair, Melanie, I think you were only in that for 1 or 2.
I think I was only in it for like 2 episodes. Yeah.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And most of that was just big fights. So.
Because that was the one that Kyle joined us for, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Vimok.
I don't even remember her name. So I know she had a very like soft British accent, but that's all I remember.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen to that.
Anywho, that's our show for the night today. Whatever time you're listening to it, that's our show. If you guys have any other questions for us, leave them either. I think you can leave comments on Spotify now.
Yes, I have that open.
You can leave them on Spotify, or you can head over to our Facebook page and leave it under the post there, because I'll end up throwing a post up when this episode comes out. So yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, and hopefully you got a nice inside look of our minds and how they work and how Jordan's mind works. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, and we'll see you next time.
Boom.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, from the bottom of our hearts, me, Nick Barnett, Jordan Derringer, Melanie Derringer, Breck Black, and Matt Check. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for enjoying it with us. We're having so much fun. At this point in time, we're just over a year of when we released the podcast, and it's just so amazing that it's lasted this long. It does not feel like it has been that long. Keep commenting, keep asking us questions. That way we can do another episode like this for you. We hope you enjoy it. If you do, let us know. If you don't, also let us know. We want to only put out a show for our fans to enjoy and that we love playing. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time, and I'm super excited for it because this is getting nuts.
Let's play pretend.